All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to open things up with Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael, you guys were down 18 going into the break. Obviously turned it on in the second half for 72 over the third and fourth quarters. What did you tell them at halftime?
Very simply stated, it was the best thing about it is we have another half to play because our first half was our worst half of the season. And it wasn't who we've been. You know, we didn't stay true to who we've been lately for us to be 13-3. They came out and played much harder than us. Our turnovers, we had, I think, 9 turnovers for 15 points in the first half. So we had poor offense, poor defense, poor effort. And that was all it was. It's just we watched some clips, we cleaned it up. I said, but this is not about game plan. This is about effort. This is being locked in and playing like you care and want to win the game. And obviously that 10-2 start the third, they called an early timeout, gave us some life. And as you mentioned, I mean, to outscore them 72-44 in the second half, to hold them to, I think, 37 from the field in the second half, and I think roughly around 23 from 3 in the second half. So, but we shouldn't get down by 18. I thought end of the second quarter, we kind of gotten back in the game, and they closed that second quarter on an 11-0 run to push it to 18. But, you know, it was great to see the comeback, but I'd much rather see us play for 48 minutes.
Vic Lombardi.
Coach, we saw the debut of Javale McGee tonight. How difficult is it to get these rotations down the stretch? You don't have much basketball left. What are you looking for?
You know, I was looking for a jolt of energy. You know, that first half, we didn't have any energy. So figured I'd throw Javale out there, maybe give us some life, some energy in his first stint since he was traded here about a week ago. And I thought he gave us some good minutes. You know, obviously got to stay away from the fourth quarter technical fouls, but he gives you a rim presence, a roller, a rim protector. And, you know, it was just me trying to find some energy on our bench. And I thought Javale was able to give that to us. But, yeah, it's definitely a challenge, Vic. I mean, you got a lot of guys that want to play a lot of minutes, and those minutes aren't there for everybody. So every night it could be somebody different. We always talk about being selfless, being about a collective unit, being about the team first, and that's really going to be tested these last 23 games.
Matt Moore.
Michael, with the caveat that nobody wants to see you get fined and I can't afford to pay your fine, what's your frustration level with how Nicole has been officiated over the last stretch of games?
Wow. My frustration level is, I guess, just to keep it really short and sweet, my frustration level is high.
Ashley Neville.
Hi, Coach. Aaron scored the first 12 points in the game and finished the night with 24 points, having his best night so far as a Denver Nugget. What can you say about his comfortability out there, how you've been seeing him play over the last couple of games against his former team also?
Yeah, I mean, like I talked about a pregame. Like I don't think, you know, some guys that's an issue or a concern playing against their former team. You know, most of Aaron's former teammates are gone. So I don't think that was an issue for Aaron Gordon. And just being around him in the short time I have, I don't get the impression that he's one of those guys that gets up for certain games. He's a gamer. He's going to play every night. We're 4-0 since the trade went down. And you can see Aaron's been phenomenal all 4 games. But to your point, Ashley, you just kind of see him getting more and more comfortable as he's learning to play with and off of his teammates. And he got us off to a great start. Obviously, it was the R.J. Hampton, Aaron Gordon show, as both guys were going at their former teams. But, you know, he's just a really good basketball player. He provides so much on both ends of the floor. And that's why you have to give up a Gary Harris and a young asset like R.J. Hampton, because guys like Aaron Gordon, there's just not many of them out there. And we're thrilled that he's here with us, and we're playing well with him, and he's only going to get better.
Ryan Blackburn.
Coach, you had Nikola Jokić had 16 assists tonight, and especially down the stretch, he was just directing everything. Jamal Murray along with him. Is there anybody in the NBA that you'd rather have directing fourth quarters than Nikola Jokić right now?
No, not now, and not probably for the last 3 years. Nicola's clutch numbers are some of the best in the NBA every season. He sees the game, and to have a center who's like a floor general orchestrating is definitely an advantage and a benefit that we have. But I think the Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokić two-man game is one of the more potent two-man games in the league, and we've seen countless examples of that throughout the season, throughout the last couple of years, and especially in crunch time down the stretch. So, it's a joy to have those two playing at such a high level like they have been.
All right, Coach, we got time for one more. We're going to end with Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael, kind of to follow up on Nikola. He obviously was getting a tough whistle in the first half. What did you think of the way that he adapted his game, had 12 assists in the second half, and just started catering to kind of how the game was being called?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can sense the frustration, and I want him to focus on playing and not get caught up in the rest, because that can take you off your task at hand. So that's where I have to help him. And so, yeah, he was frustrated, but you got to play through it. I mean, you can't allow the referees to take you off your game, and he's too important for us. So you have to adjust to it. You got to realize it, and sometimes you got to accept it and find other ways to combat that. And that's why Nikola, to me, is a great player, a superstar, because he can make everybody better. He makes the right reads, layups, backdoor cuts, and he can score. He got to the foul line, I think 9 times tonight. So I don't know how many games he's had where he's been 1 assist or 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. But he had another one tonight with 1 rebound shy of it. So he's a hell of a player. And hopefully everybody in Denver appreciates it, because he is a tremendous talent, and we're really lucky to have him.
That'll do it. Thank you, Coach.